This tutorial is prepared using ArcGIS help. Data classification methods. When you classify your data, you can use one of many standard classification methods provided in ArcGIS, or you can manually define your own custom class ranges. Classification methods are used for classifying numerical fields for graduated symbology. Software. Demonstration. Here I will use Ethiopia Dem, zoom in some part of Ethiopia. Now I will compute the slope in degrees. Check out the Symbology. By default, data is classified into 9 classes using natural Genk class method. You can increase or decrease the classes. Now I am changing the method of classes. Manual interval. Use manual interval manual class to define your own classes, to manually add class breaks and to set class ranges that are appropriate for the data. Alternatively, you can start with one of the standard classifications and make adjustments as needed. Defined interval. Use defined interval to specify an interval size used to define a series of classes with the same value range. For example, each interval will span 10 units. The number of classes based on the interval size and the range of all field values is determined automatically. Quantile. In a quantile classification quantile class, each class contains an equal number of features. A quantile classification is well suited to linearly distributed data. Quantile assigns the same number of data values to each class. There are no empty classes or classes with too few or too many values. Because features are grouped in equal numbers in each class using quantile classification, the resulting map can often be misleading. Similar features can be placed in adjacent classes, or features with widely different values can be put in the same class. You can minimize this distortion by increasing the number of classes. Natural breaks, GIS. With natural breaks classification, GIS, natural breaks GIS, classes are based on natural groupings inherent in the data. Class breaks are identified that best group similar values and that maximize the differences between classes. The features are divided into classes whose boundaries are set where there are relatively big differences in the data values. Geometrical interval. The geometrical interval classification scheme geometric interval creates class breaks based on class intervals that have a geometric series. The geometric coefficient in this classifier can change once, to its inverse, to optimize the class ranges. The algorithm creates geometric intervals by minimizing the sum of squares of the number of elements in each class. This ensures that each class range has approximately the same number of values in each class and that the change between intervals is fairly consistent. Standard deviation. The standard deviation classification method standard deviation shows you how much a feature's attribute value varies from the mean. The mean and standard deviation are calculated automatically. Class breaks are created with equal value ranges that are a proportion of the standard deviation, usually at intervals of 1, 1/2, 1/3, or 1/4 standard deviations using mean values and the standard deviations from the mean. Please mind it, this way you may visualize the data, but if you want to calculate the area of each class easily, then you have to reclassify your data using reclassify tool. That I will show you in another tutorial.